Long one comes in, and goalkeeper JK gives the ball out. But defender Stephen Ofosu comes and saves the situation. And the whistle has gone for a hitting of the stick. Akpene scoops a long one. And the proximity of Mohamed to the machinery teammate caused that foul because he needed to give that player 5 meters before the ball was stopped. Machinery with the ball in their own half. Francis picks up loose ball. Does good justice to that by winning an infringement for his side. Sends the ball back. Finds Stephen Ofosu, sends a drive. And that is a long corner registered. Kingsley, Boachi, so far so good. How do you see the first 6 minutes that we have played and your opinions?
Trustees, 5 minutes, good play, but they are allowing the midfield of the police machine to overtake them. That is all what I've seen in the past 5 minutes. They are playing well, but they've allowed the midfield of police machine. And if they don't take time, now you can see that Payao has moved to the right wing, trying to assist, trying to come cut across, but he's struggling because he's not used to that particular position. So he's finding it difficult to get into the D and create an opportunity for him. Normally, he usually plays at the left wing, at the top, the way he normally uses his tomahawk. But here, he has been placed on his stronger side. Even though he likes using his tomahawk, this changes might create a problem for Trustees, and I think the Trustees team should look at that.
Trustees should look at that. From my co-commentators, and Johnny should be rather sent to the left side of play, says the co-commentator from his analysis, where he can send in his tomahawk shots. And the first penalty corner has been registered to the credit of Team Police Machinery. And Michael is behind the ball. Michael ejects the ball. Stopped beautifully. And goalkeeper JK found the ball back. And ladies and gentlemen, missing by inches. 60-yard hit. Game restart. And Empires blow their whistle to make sure the ball is brought to the right spot. As that's the recap. And it was Kakarin Post who really bounced the ball back. Came and did a second save. And the attacker kept bouncing the ball, but unfortunately he missed the target. And it's still goalless. If you have just joined us, Stephen Ofosu finds confidence, who comfortably stops the ball. Beautifully done by Johnny Papayao. Cut out beautifully. And as my co-pundit said, Papayao is quite stronger on the left side of attack rather than on the right side. And we hope the coaches can hear us from commentary position to really effect that change. And there you see Johnny again, and it looks like he's rather moving to where my co-commentator said, where he will be very effective. Kujo with the ball. Okay. Michael with the ball for Police Machinery, and he's still trying to go around, but he wins aside. Novo sends a long one in. And Akwene will clear the lines. But again, the advantage stays with Machinery. Adeleke restarts the game. Finds his playmate. And wins the advantage still. Ball comes to Nova. And this time around, Kujo gets the better of Nova. And Empires blow their whistle to send the ball back to the right spot. It has been a cool, calm game so far. Trustees are getting themselves settled, and Police Machinery are also doing the same. Leslie picks up the pieces. And the whistle goes for Team Trustees. Empire have a pep talk with one of the players. And that is Mohammed in the number 14 shirted jersey for Team Police Machinery. Ball comes to Confidence. Sends the pass to Kujo. Mohammed. Kujo goes round one. Sends one into the D. Stop beautifully. And finally the ball comes back to Machinery. Change the direction quickly. Has two players to beat. Couldn't go round. Steven stops Leslie. And Steven starts the game. Empire is blowing the whistle. Ball should be sent to the right spot. Telling players to calm down. And Folivi turns in the D. Sends a pass. And Empire. There is a communication between the two Empires. Empire on line 2 in front of us on the screens now. Calls a player. And the captain intercedes. And I know he's trying to tell them to play a hockey and allow me to do my officiating. My co-commentator can assist me. He was really helped by the other Empire at line 1, who gave him an assistance because the ball was at his blind side. And that is assistant line 1 Empire who assisted his co-Empire. First penalty corner of the day for Team Trustees. Another penalty corner. We see what really happened. The ball was ejected beautifully. Stopped. Johnny went for it. And there were a lot of bodies as the ball hit one of the legs. Players were protesting for a penalty stroke. But Empire will have none of that since he was not the last person on the line. Ball has been ejected again the second time. He goes for it. Ladies and gentlemen, the first goal has been registered. And it came from the stick of Johnny Botuo Papayao. Weissman, what do you say about the goal? And how do you see the goal of Papayao within this penalty corner?
I think we saw this coming. We saw Trustees. They started this game very well. You could see from the replay, it was a beautiful penalty corner from Samuel Afari. Then eventually, Johnny Botio wonderfully dragged flicking the ball into the top left corner of the goalpost to elude goalkeeper imposed for Police Machine. There's something, it looks like Trustees started this game without their captain in Salia in Salbini, and I don't know, but it looks like that is working out for them actually, because it gets everybody behind the ball. They are all tackling, they are all moving up and doing, and that is a tactical play from such a coach. If you are able to drop your captain from the starting lineup, I think it tells that the kind of authority you've stamped on the team. Good play from Trustees. They've done so well, but we're expecting to bag him on goals. this same thing happened in the game against Niger Flickers. They were up with just 2 minutes to wrap up, and they conceded 2 goals, and they lost the game. Let's see if they can hold on to this lead and add more goals, because they have to score more. They have more matches to play, and if they score more, I think they are still in for the medal zone.
They need to score more, and as well as protect the goal that they have actually scored against Team Police Machinery. And Police Machinery increases their number up front. Adewaleke with the ball, pushes behind his playmate. And a long one looking for the deflection, but 60-yard hit is rather registered. From the stick of number 90, shirted man, Nova. Foley V. Francis restarts the game. Akwene, nice dummy. Confident. Intercepted beautifully by Michael. And beautifully again intercepted by the Trustees team. Mohammed wins an infringement for Team Trustees. Rahman comes into play now. And unfortunately, the pass to Confidence was not met by his stick. And ladies and gentlemen, the first 15 minutes of the game has just ended. And Police Machinery are down by a goal to nothing, courtesy the man on our shot previously, number 23, shirted man, Trustees Johnny Boto. Kingsley, how has your assessment of this game been so far, and what do you have to say to both sides as they go on the break?
As I said initially, Trustees are still allowing Police Machine to take control of their midfield. The goal that came was as a result of a good opportunity they had, and they utilized it. But I am not impressed with the gameplay of Trustees as at now. This is not the Trustees we know 3, 4, 5 years back. They are playing the game as if this is their first time handling sticks and playing a tournament like this. I mean, both you, Afari, Ofori, I can't see their tactical play and how they are utilizing their chances inside the game. Everybody is now missing chances, waiting for an opportunity for the ball to hit their opponent's leg and then utilize it. If Trustees do not set up in the next 3 quarters we have ahead of us, they are likely to lose this game.
If Trustees do not sit up in the next 2nd quarter, 3rd quarter, and 4th quarter ahead of us, it's likely they would lose this game. Otherwise, from the man who predicted that Johnny Boto should go downfield, that is the left side of attack, and really he went to that side, a penalty corner came and got his goal, saying that they need to also make sure they protect the goal so that they don't lose what really happened in the previous day as they were in their driver's seat. Players are back on the field of play. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2nd quarter has just restarted. Johnny. Finds Foley. An infringement for his effort. Boto sends a long one, a beautiful pass, but it got the body of his playmate. And that is Gosway, who has also come in from the bench. Police Machinery with the ball in their own half. Machinery with the ball, goes back, finds his playmate, sends a long one. And ball in the D. A long corner is registered from the effort of Olayinka And in fact, Olayinka, when you allow him play, he will really disturb you. He was the number 11 shattered man I was talking about. He has a lot of stick work. A long blast of whistle has gone. And I think the goalkeeper is having some problems with his kickers. And we'll pause for a breather as we await him to really get fit. And Kakari is having some problems with his kickers. Wiseman, what would you say for team police machinery to do to really cancel out this deficit against them?
In this game that you see on your screen, goalkeeper Kakari, who was very poor yesterday, police machine, they need to play the Nigerian game or the Nigerian hockey, use their pace. They are very energetic. They move into spaces. And I say they don't give up. This Nigerian teams don't give up when they are playing hockey. And that is what they have to do. Because if they have to do this, I think along the line they might catch Trustees off the hook. Trustees themselves shouldn't allow composite setting. This is what they did in their previous game, and that's what made them lose their game. Police machine, so far so good for them. First quarter ended 1-0. Second quarter, 2 minutes travel. They are still there losing 1-0. They have a penalty corner. Let's see what they can make use out of this.
We're waiting to see what they can do out of this. As Olayinka steps up to do the injection. And a player has moved. That is Stephen Ofosu, Trustees number 5. And he's been asked by the Empire to leave the defense lineup. And they will have to defend with only 4, that is 3 players alongside the goalkeeper per the rules of hockey. Ball has been ejected. Passes keep moving on. And a clash of sticks. Long corner is rather given. An infringement rather is given to Trustees. Gosway. Johnny has moved to the right again. And the goalkeeper makes himself so proud and so big to stand in the path of the ball with his chest to prevent the ball as the Trustees players were running behind him. Rahman. And the advantage comes to police machinery. Kudos to the goalkeeper now, shot for that save he made for his side. Pushing, Empires will have none of that. And the advantage will still stay with Trustees. Stephen Ofosu to bring the game to light again. He restarts the game. Ofosu still moves to restart the game. Quickly he does. The height of the ball, Empire will not have any of that and gives a foul advantage to police machinery. Advantage still stays with police machinery. There are max players as well who likes to take players on. Sends the ball to Nova. Nova sends a long one. Picks up the game again. He loves taking players on. Sends a drive in this time round. And Empire looking for the assistant. And you can see the two Empires communicating. And there has been a credit to all the Empires at this level of the games they have been managing so far so good from day 1 to day 2. The communication aspect is really on the high. The tempo of the game is still too slow to my liking at commentary position. Trustees needs to put in more goals to really secure their win and the vital 3 points. To prevent Police machinery from coming from a go down now to also take over as it happened yesterday. Stephen Ofosu finds Akpene. A long one, looking for his co-playmate. And the player falls in the process. A push on the player, and Empires will have none of that. Beautifully comes into the D, looking for the legs. Rather beautifully defended by the defense lineup. Akpene sends one to his playmate Kujo. Kujo sets Gosway up. Gosway against Afuja. And Gosway gets the better of Afuja. And again, Gosway gets an infringement for his side and his effort. Rahman, Kujo. And Kujo sends one for 16-yard head for team Police Machinery. Weissman, so far so good. The game has been so slow. Everybody is taking his time. I don't know if they are still trying to settle. What is your view and what do we do to get this game going, because the tempo is too low to my liking at commentary position?
I think we are having one of the most boring games this afternoon. The game between Trustees and Police Machine. These two sides both lost their games, so I was expecting them to step up, play aggressive, play that fluid, attacking, free flow hockey. But we are not seeing that now. We are seeing a side sit and defend, another side attack, and the other sit defend for the other to attack. It's been too boring. We've not seen any innovative play from any players. Although Trustees are up, I think after scoring that goal, they've gone back to relax. And I don't know what the technical, the bench of Trustees are doing. I don't know if they don't see that spark is missing in their squad. If they are to let this go down again, then it means they are going out of this competition. You've lost your first match with Fleckers of Nigeria. You are playing another Nigerian team, and these are clubs that we don't see them to be a force to reckon with when it comes to club hockey. You still have El Shakia to play, Eastern Company to play, and also Ghana Revenue Authority. Men, a side that you failed to beat in the last 3 matches. So I think Trustees should step up and make sure if Police Machine are sitting and defending, then they should play that attacking ball. They should move Johnny Botio from the. I think he has moved from the right hand side to the left hand side. That is a perfect play for him. They brought in. I think at this juncture, I would expect Coach Edmond Aite to bring in Salia because it looks like there's that break in the midfield. So he should come and stabilize the midfield for them. Let's see if they can do that and bring on more goals.
The team should bring in Salia. And I'll bring in also Kingsley, because he made mention that Salia absent is not felt from the remarks made by Weissman. Would you still stick to the same point that Salia's missing is not affecting the team? Because I think if Salia should have been there, more urgency would have been added to the team of Trustees to push for more goals. Kingsley.
There is a chemistry missing. There is something missing in the game. All the players are playing, passing the ball to nobody. I mean, Gosway had the opportunity with the ball, he passes no one, and then that is it. Trustees are not playing the game they are supposed to play, and they should be in mind that the teams that they could score are the first 2 teams that they are having or they've played as at now. If they don't score Niger Flickers and they don't win against Police Machine, Eastern Company are champions, defending champions. Shakia is 23-time continental champions. Greater Accra, GRA are national champions. So, if your first 2 matches you've lost to teams that who, when it comes to African continental games, they don't pose a threat, then what about the 3 who are very dominant in all the times that they have represented the country? Are you sure you'll be able to play such a game? Botio has lost the game. He's not finding his position in the game. He doesn't know where he's playing. You can see Gosway move from attack now. He's playing now defense. So the team has lost it. The team would have to sit down after the second quarter and then restructure their whole team again.
the team will have to restructure their team formation and come in strongly, says the co-commentator Kingsley from iSports 360. Ball still with Nova. Nova sends a long one, deflected from the stick of Trustees and picked up by Gosway. And as my co-commentator said, Gosway, the attacker, has now turned to be a defender. And the positioning of the players. Where was the defense of Trustees as number 17 shirted man, Fawobaji, had the ball all to himself, took his time and went for a stroke. Akpene. Kujo was unable to stop, but Papaya comes in to help. Papaya still going. He gets the advantage for his side. Empire will change his decision against Papaya's effort. A flying ball into the hip section of the player. And police machinery are also giving the ball away. The player has been called with a blast of whistle for not moving 5 and will enjoy the card. And it happens to be Nova, who has been on the flanks of the left side for team machinery, pushing all the balls in, looking for the deflection. He has to go and rest for 2 minutes before he comes in again. Advantage stays with team Trustees. Leslie sends a long one. Stopped beautifully by the machinery man. Police machinery. Mohammed with the ball at the downside finds his playmate. Block of stick says Empire, advantage change to Trustees. Afari and pass for Francis was too hard as he rose over the line. That was the pass from Afari's stick to his playmate, and he is in the captain's armband today for his side. Francis looking for the foot and eventually gets one, but the Empire insisting that the ball was outside the line, so it's a normal foul. Francis again gets the feet of the defense line of team police machinery. Francis quickly restart the game. Johnny brings in a long one. Stopped beautifully by Mohammed. And scoop one out of danger. Mohammed finds Akpene. The pass to Ssnit was too heavy. Trustees are losing the ball so easily. And they hardly keep the possession. Ssnit. Penny. And Robert just came in and he's also taking his eye off the ball, also losing it. Trustees are unable to keep 3-4 passes together. Wiseman, what do you say to that?
Yeah, I think from the look of things, I don't know. Trustees are missing. They've now felt the absence of Salia. And I don't know, the defensive setup of Samuel Akpene, Timpo Confident, Francis, Stephen Asamoah Ofosu is not really working for them. they are failing to bring the ball out of their area, and it's very bad. It's end of second quarter now, end of first half, 30 minutes, and they are just up by a lone goal. Now this is a competition. It's a round-robin competition. We play every, you all face each other or you face one another. You played your first match, you lost. You're in this second game playing a team. If you get the chances, you score. If you don't score and the other team score more, they will outweigh you. They outwit you. They will leapfrog you. And it's played first, second on the league log. Who play in the grand final. Third and fourth who play for the bronze medal. Fifth seed who play for the fifth seed classification match. So you need the goals whenever you have them or whenever you get them. So I'm expecting Trustees to step up. I don't know what Salia is doing on the bench. I don't know if it's as a result of injury, but from the way it looks like he's ready to play because he's dressed up, he's in a jersey, and from the lineup we thought he would start. Then all of a sudden he's on the bench, and from the start his absence was not really felt. But as the game traveled, they were a goal up. Then you could see the tiredness, you could see the weariness in the midfield, and the midfield combination is also not working. It is allowing Johnny Botu, who is supposed to be on the left side of attack, move all the way back to midfield to take a ball. You see the likes of Godsway Adai, who's also to be up front, also track back to defend, and it's really worrying them. So I think Trustees should go back, do their homework, and ensure that they come and bag in more goals.
We will pause here for a breather, and then we will come back when the teams recess, and then give you the other half of the game before us. That's the co-hosting team Trustees, who are in the driver's seat with a goal now. We pause for a breather.